So you're about to run your first game. You're excited, you're nervous, you're not quite sure how it's going to go, and you hope you don't get a TPK. Don't worry, I'm here for you. We'll get through this together. I'm Tristan, and this is the kitchen edition. It's like first thing in the morning. I'm having my coffee. Alright, so I kind of wanted to make this because I often see people asking questions about being a first-time DM, and I'm just going to make this quick video about giving you some reassurance, motivation. So the first thing you need to know is you don't have to know all the rules. There's no way you're going to remember everything, no matter what the game you're playing is. Sure, if you're playing some of the OSR games, it's very easy to remember the basics of all the rules, and you very rarely have to look things up. But if you're playing a crunchier game like 5e or Pathfinder, then you might not be able to, or you probably won't be able to. Those books are like big. Don't worry about it. Just go in, play the game, have some fun. Use the rules that you remember, and if you don't remember how something works, make it up on the spot. Go with what feels right to you and look it up after. If you got it wrong, there's no harm in it. Tell the players the next game, look, I looked up this rule afterwards, I got it wrong, so going forward, this is how we're going to do it. Very simple. Second of all, your players are there to have fun. They're appreciative that you're doing this for them, so don't worry about letting them down. Just the fact that you're willing to step up and do the job that none of them wanted to do is going to make them happy. So all you have to do is feel confident in yourself and go. Even if you're not confident in yourself, fake it. That's what I do. Oftentimes when I run a game, I am super unsure how it's going to go. I don't feel prepared. I don't know if the players are going to have fun. But in the end, everyone has a good time. They say thank you. We all go home happy. Don't over-prepare. Don't write your entire story start to finish. I know you're going to feel like you have to do that to know what's going on, to know what's going to happen next. But for me, when I do that, it means that I get so stuck trying to force the players into going where I need them to go that they feel railroaded and they feel like they have no player agency. Like no matter what, their players are going to always end up in the same spot. Players hate that. All you have to do, where the players meet, how ultimately the story is going to end. In between those two things, you just need a couple of main points, depending on the type of adventure you're running. If it's a mystery, you need to know where the clues are going. However, if this is your first game, I recommend do not run a mystery. I still do not have the guts to run a mystery. I won't do it. But there's going to be points that you need, that you want in your story for them to get to. But you have to allow your players to explore the world as they want to do it. Now, for certain types of games, this is much easier. If you're running a hex crawl, you have to prepare almost nothing. You have a map with your hexes on it. Each hex that the players get to, you make a couple of rolls, decide if there's anything interesting for them to find, any encounters they might have, and you keep going. One of the major challenging things about being a game master or a dungeon master is the ability to improv. That improv ability is going to come in very handy when you don't over-prepare your adventure. But if you know roughly the points that you want to get them to, or the points that they should hit to continue the story, that's fine. Keep notes of them and put them where they need to be. But if your players want to veer off the story and go explore something else, and you're completely unprepared, tell them you need to take 10 minutes and figure something out. That's fine. Next, your players will never, and I mean never, do what you need and or want them to do. Players are a weird breed. They will subconsciously find a way to mess everything you've planned up. This happens all the time. Don't stress out about it. Just do your best to give them the quest, let them go on the way. If they ignore the quest that you give them and decide to go off, put everything in motion that was going to happen in that quest. If they're supposed to stop a bad guy from finding a special jewel in a mine, let them find the jewel. They're the ones who made the choice not to follow the quest. They're going to have to deal with the consequences. Lastly, don't worry about being like all the DMs, game masters that you see in podcasts and on actual plays. A lot of them have spent years honing their craft. Your game's not going to end up being like that. Be your DM. Be your style. Take aspects of what they do and try and incorporate it into your style if that's what you like. You're not going to be exactly like them. You can't deliver that kind of game to your players, especially not on your first game. So don't try and copy them. Don't try and create that experience for your players. Emulate what you like about them, but be your own dungeon master. I guarantee you, if you are yourself and you bring your own style and your own abilities to the table, your game is going to be all the better for it. I hope some of this helped. I kind of wish when I ran my first game that I had someone sit down and tell me all these things. I know YouTube is the thing, but there's all kinds of resources out there. There are channels that have a lot of advice on them. I just wanted a little video, give a little bit of help to the newbies out there, because we need more of you. We need more people who are willing to step up and be dungeon masters, be the game masters who are going to run the games for other players. And although being a dungeon master is a lot of fun, it's also exhausting and it's a lot of work, and it's very easy to get burned out and have to take a step back. So the more people who step up, decide to run games, the more the people who are always running the games can step back and take a break once in a while. So I hope this helped. Anyway, have a good game, take a deep breath. You're gonna do great. Your players are gonna love it. You're gonna have a great night. Save a seat at your table.